It's recording.
Hi.
That's Tyler. And I'm James. I'm not sure you can see me. Pestilence 85 on YouTube. We just got out of seeing World War Z. What'd you think of it?
I really liked it.
Yeah, he really liked it. I'm not sure. I don't think.
Yeah, you can hold it.
I'll just yeah. Anyways, I liked it too. It wasn't great. It was just kind of good.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was damn good.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. This had the budget of $200 million or whatever, and they shot the movie twice, from what I understand.
So you're saying it could have been a lot worse or a lot better?
It could have been either or. Yeah, there were moments where there were moments where just it felt kind of stupid and dragged a little bit, and there were scenes that had genuine suspense. There were also moments in the movie that were pretty funny also.
Yeah, with the zombies, they kept clanking their teeth.
Yeah, what was that? They
They're
just I'm just is this Pac-Man zombies or whatever?
They put in the sound effects so we could hear it, you know?
Yeah. It's just that's not scary, that's just stupid. But we also gotta tell that when we went to the theater, we
we saw some trailers, but what movies' trailers did we see, James?
Man of Steel, and for a moment I was did they put the wrong movie on? And then I'm just no, we walked into the wrong theater. Oops.
Yeah, it was showing the introduction of Man of Steel, where I guess it's a DC Comics.
Yeah.
And then it showed images of steel, I guess it was the Superman.
Yeah, and
suit.
then it said Syndicate. I was I didn't know DC.
And I immediately just thought, okay, Man of Steel, and I was oh, we walked into the wrong movie.
Yeah. I was we got to see some pretty cool trailers with that, though. I mean.
Mm-hmm. There is, okay.
There's Pacific Rim R.I.P.D., which looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, there is the snail one where he goes fast, Turbo.
Yeah.
And who's the voice actor for that one?
I don't know who's the lead voice actor, but I know Samuel L. Jackson's in that.
Mm-hmm. He's a voice actor in that movie.
Yeah, but World War Z.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was worth the $10 price that we paid to see it.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I don't think a lot of movies are. I would say this was worth $7 or $8, but it was good. It was one of the best films I've seen in a while, so I can't really complain.
Well, I wouldn't say it's one of the best films I've seen in a while. I'd say it's one of the better movies of the style that I've seen in a while. I don't think it should have been called World War Z. Like I said, I've said to you before, I'm in the middle of reading the book.
What I hope, we were talking before this that because World War Z is a book that was made before this, and it's the source material, and apparently they didn't follow it, so it's sort of should have they made this movie? Should have they named it what they named it? You know.
I was just thinking this could
should have they changed it?
They made some nods to the book, but I think it would have been interesting maybe if they would have renamed it if they would have renamed it 28 something later,
mm-hmm.
or maybe Left 4 Dead the movie.
Yeah,
because that's kind of a vibe I got from it. One thing I have to say I really liked about it though was that it kept a consistent dark tone. Even though I laughed a lot, but because some stupid moment, it really did keep a tone of helplessness and dark moments throughout the movie. I still think it's funny they had to reshoot the movie twice. I mean, they didn't reshoot the movie twice. They shot the film twice because apparently the last third originally was really bad.
The last third originally wasn't good.
Yeah. I kind of want to see what happened in that. I hope at some point they release a cut of the original cut of the movie.
Yeah, because this movie, I read a bunch of articles of them overspending.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, I was really anticipating seeing this movie because I wasn't sure what had happened, and I was really curious.
Yeah, like you said, it could be either Waterworld or Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, because when people spend a lot of money on a movie, it's either they're spending it in a dysfunctional way.
Yeah.
They're spending way more than what's necessary because they're just out of control.
Yeah.
And there's certain movies like that.
I think.
And then there's movies where they're spending more money than usual for artistic reasons.
Yeah,
so we had to figure out which of the two it was, and I think it could be the artistic reasons.
I think it was actually the combination of both.
Maybe even, yeah.
Because
I mean I can't tell.
Yeah, it might have been both. You said this could be along the lines of something like Apocalypse Now or Waterworld,
mm-hmm.
in terms of I'm assuming you mean by quality, right?
Yeah, quality. I mean to say it spends more money than it needs to for the budget, but
I think
whether or not it's used well.
Yeah, I think this may be more along the lines of Waterworld, and I know a lot of people would consider that a bad thing, but I kind of enjoy Waterworld. It's like, what I mean by that is like, it's a stupid action movie, and so is this pretty much.
Yeah, I would say this is not as good as Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
But it's more in that direction.
Yeah.
And let me explain why. It's not. It's
Would
not.
you say,
it's
like,
not
it's-
let me put it this way. It used its budget to its advantage. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they really wanted to tell like a epic story.
Yeah.
And they used the different locations and a lot of the budget of the movie. I feel, anyways. At least it seemed like this.
Would you say it'd be...
to make it a more grand scope of a movie, because there are a lot of locations.
Yeah, would you say it's like in between Waterworld and Apocalypse Now? It's like somewhere...
A little further towards Apocalypse Now, but not
like,
too much. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't equate this anywhere near Apocalypse Now, in all honesty.
It's
But, like,
it's not as good as Apocalypse Now, but
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not as...
Apocalypse Now is a movie that has a lot of different locations, and
Yeah.
it uses that to its advantage.
Yeah.
This movie uses that to its advantage also. So
Yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to make. It's
Yeah.
not as good as a movie though.
Yeah, but like, because like this movie kind of had way too many silly moments, like at the scene on the airplane when you just see that one.
There's unrealistic moments that
Yeah.
come off as
like when they
funny.
were climbing each other. It's like I don't think that's how physics works. I could be wrong. Like
No, I think that doesn't work.
I mean, because you can use the excuse that they're like rage infected people, so like they just have better strength in their bodies. But I don't think that can actually happen. And apparently, I don't think I've seen the original trailer, but apparently in one of the original cuts of the movie, they were like literally like zombies are going in waves, like quite literally waves. And that wasn't in this. I'm just going by what someone
If
said.
there's
When
zombies, how can they organize this?
like they're trying to like they say in the movie they're trying to keep their breed intact, and these are like I wouldn't say they're like they keep referring to them as undead, but at no point do you see the person die. You just see them change into one of these mutants.
It seems to be like a virus. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's a
I don't think
virus,
they're
they're
really living dead.
Yeah, they're not living dead. They're just it's like in
But they
20
do say if you shoot them in the chest, it only
just not-
slows them down or something.
Yeah,
So I don't know really.
like because they're kind of just too smart to be just undead. What else was I thinking about? Oh shoot, I forget. Anyway, you talk a little bit.
Okay, I wanted to talk. We were talking about the budget
Yeah.
and what it was spent on. I think it was spent on a lot of different locations.
Yeah.
And on that topic, there's a lot of different locations in this movie, and I have to, I guess, spoilers.
Yeah.
Warning, spoilers. This movie has the focus from the plot. It's not like a movie where it's one guy trapped in one location.
Yeah.
You have to understand in this movie, it's like Brad Pitt is a scientist, and he's kind of like an investigator. He goes from different countries.
That's like a loose like nod to the book.
to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
basically.
that's like one of the few parts that actually is taken a little bit from the book because, like I said, the book's kind of like a textbook of a zombie.
Yeah,
outbreak.
I hope they use the source material as a spark of creativity
Yeah.
for this. I hope.
And like the
I don't
Israeli
know.
part is also from the book too.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
So hopefully they use that to their advantage.
yeah, they did use some of it to their advantage. And by the way, what I was thinking about was like, if they're just like I said, I don't think they're really undead, but like they never really like go into detail about it. If they're just like rage infested people, like in 28 Days Later, what they can do is pretty much just put a bunch of people, like get everyone who's not infected with this, put them in a location, and eventually wait for winter, because these things like I don't care what you are, a cold winter you're gonna die.
Well, not these things. They'll keep going.
Yeah, probably like that's movie logic, but that was just something I was thinking. Is like they can
Well,
wait
if you
till-
shoot them in the chest, they don't die. So
Yeah, like they don't really. They say they're undead, but they don't have any like qualities of undead. Like they, like I said, you see someone get bit, they don't, and when they change, they don't necessarily die. They just kind of jerk around a lot, and then they become this very angry person.
Yeah, but about the there's a lot of different locations in this movie. You know, there's like the New York City part with the apartments. There's
I think that was actually in Philadelphia. I think they said.
was it Philadelphia?
Yeah, I don't remember
There's that. There's the boat they go to. There's the first lab they go to, which is in America.
Yeah,
There's the part in Israel
yeah.
with the big walls. There's
Too bad we can't remember because we missed that part in the beginning.
yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we missed a little bit of the beginning.
Yeah,
Because we were in Man of Steel. But then there's the part in on the plane.
Yeah.
They crashed, and then there's that other the hospital they go to.
yeah,
But I mean, like each one of those parts that I mentioned could be its own film.
Yeah.
It's like they took a bunch of short films and strung them together.
Yeah, and that's also another thing that was
That
like
they
the
used
book.
to their advantage.
Yeah, like they did take a lot of the elements from the book to use their advantage, but it's not an adaptation of the book.
Yeah. Also, that's another example of using the budget to its advantage.
Yeah.
Because it kind of opens it up and.
And like, what was I thinking about? I always have a thought and then my mind drops. Continue on and then I'll remember.
Yeah. Well, and also it's. I have to mention that there's a lot of tension in the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suspense.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say there's a lot of it. I mean, in my honest opinion, the only real suspenseful part's at the end in the hospital. Because, like, you know, it's like they're trying to dodge these things. And...
I mean, I thought the whole movie, like, when they're on the staircase, when they're in Philly, and then,
or New York.
Yeah, wherever the fuck they were. And then, there's multiple scenes in this movie. Or when they're trying to get back on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah. I think that part actually took place in New Jersey.
What was it, New Jersey?
I think so. Like I said, they changed like
we couldn't keep track.
Yeah, they changed a lot of locations kind of in the beginning, and like I think that part took place in New York, not New York, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, or whatever.
They never made it to India.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to India.
I think that wasn't at the end. I thought that was India.
At the end, were they in India? Did they go to India and then?
That wasn't where the hospital was?
I think they were going to India, but did they make it?
I don't know if they ever made. I don't think so. No, like I don't remember.
They made it.
Did they specify where the hospital was?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Like,
they just crashed and they're like,
that's another problem.
That's
That's the problem. That's kind of a problem I have with this movie. Is like some of those parts are forgettable. Like it's kind of like for me it is.
I didn't notice that.
It's just like it could be that I've just seen stuff like this done in better quality, so stuff like this is just harder for me to remember. One thing I wish they would have done though is spent more like I wish this had a hard R rating, because they do a lot of cutaway shots where you like think that will benefit the movie if you saw like people getting ripped apart. That's why you see a zombie movie like this is you want to see people getting ripped to shreds. Like I think that would have increased the entertainment.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, like it would have been even darker if that happened.
Yeah, like and like have like not just be like gore for the sake of gore, but have it be like torturous gore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like in like the early Romero movies, like in Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I say like a lot in these videos. So
like where the
at the end of Day of the Dead, where
they're ripping apart all the military.
Yeah, if it had stuff like that, I think it would have been darker. Even though the movie did have its fair share of dark moments, like minor spoiler here, like two people get shot in the face. Like one guy, like I didn't see the part because I had to use the bathroom. That one scene.
Yeah, they killed that guy quickly.
Yeah, like I even saw. I'm just like, this guy's gonna die soon. I can just tell.
Yeah, don't send the scientist with the zombies. Keep him on the base.
Yeah.
Send the other people.
Yeah, don't.
They're like, this is the most important person. Now let's send him into battle.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid. It could have done better. Like a movie like this could have done better. Have it had more action moments. Like,
well, there's quite a lot of action in this.
I know, but
I thought this was one of the best films I've seen in a while with like consistency.
Like, let me explain what I mean. Like,
and being interesting.
Yeah, like I'm probably phrasing myself wrong, but what I mean by that is like, the action scenes probably could have been shot better. I think there are too many moments where it's too dark to really know what's going on, and the camera is, of course, going like this all over the place.
It's the 28 Days Later thing where it's so like. The camera's so shaky, you're like, what's happening? Where are they? Are they up the staircase? Did this person get bit? Where are they? Where's all these characters?
Like, yeah, that was my problem with it.
Are they all dead? I don't know.
That was one of my problems is, they had a lot of moments where they were like in like enclosed areas, and I'm sure that was to increase the claustrophobic element of the movie.
But when you're in an enclosed area,
you can't have a
steady shots. Don't shake the camera,
and especially when it's dark. I know it's supposed to.
There's enough tension with just the zombies. You don't have to go like this with the camera.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It's like, what's happening? Where's that character?
It's like, I know they're going to live. I've seen the trailer, but I want to know what's going on. This, it's not suspenseful.
They adopted some kid in an apartment too.
Yeah.
And then they never checked on the pilots after the plane crashed.
There are a lot of characters in this that like. You feel like there might have been something important with them, but they kind of just go away.
I bet you there are deleted scenes to this movie.
There probably is. There's probably an uncut version. What I'm talking about is like, remember in the beginning of the movie where that one, he's like trying to get medicine for his daughter, and that guy comes out with a gun, and he gives him the medicine? Like, they make him seem like he's going to be important somewhere, but then he's just like...
To be fair, I think all of what you're talking about, all the extra characters that don't get much screen time, I think it has something to do with shooting the movie twice and then having to edit it down to like an hour and a half or 2 hour movie, but also by shooting a lot and then editing it.
Yeah.
I think that makes it more like rich with ideas and visuals.
Yeah.
Because they're taking all of that and cramming it into a smaller movie.
Yeah.
And I think did that happen with like Dawn of the Dead or any of the other zombie films?
It kind of happened with Dawn of the Dead, but...
Well, I think they shot a lot and then they had to like condense it.
But at least with Dawn of the Dead, it kept all of its characters consistent.
Well, no, because in Dawn of the Dead, there's a lot of characters like with the SWAT team scene where they're going into the building.
Yeah.
And a lot of those characters are there for seconds and then they die. And it's just like,
what
happened to those guys? You know what I mean? So it does do the same thing where it establishes a lot of people and then gets rid of them.
No, but what I mean, like in Dawn of the Dead is like what happens is... Like, it shows you which characters are important, and then and then the characters who might be important, then they kill them off. In this one, they show characters who...
Yeah, it's confusing. The focus is confusing, yes.
Yeah.
But with, but why that's good to have a lot of different characters like that...
Yeah.
...is because, like, if this was like a shitty screenplay, there'd be, like, some unimportant character, and then they'd keep coming back and... over and over again throughout the movie, and we get sick of them and bored of them.
Yeah.
All of the really good movies, like Apocalypse Now or Dawn of the Dead, the characters are there very quickly.
Yeah.
They're memorable, and then they get off screen, and you don't have to worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really nice when you watch a movie like this, to just be able to forget and enjoy it. It helps the movie.
Yeah.
It helps the rhythm of the movie.
I did think it was kind of funny how in the trailers for movie, for Man of Steel that we saw, like, I was just thinking, some of these trailers are really lighthearted for World War Z. And then it's just like, oh, Man of Steel. I was like, oh, oops. But like I said, though, this isn't a bad movie by any means. I don't think I liked it as much as you did, obviously. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. Like, I went in hoping for the best, but not really expecting the worst, but expecting average. And it's better than average. I'll give it that. It's far better than average.
I don't know if there's anything that's going to be that memorable about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the next Dawn of the Dead. It's not the next, like...
It's not the next Dawn of the Dead. It's not the next
28 Days Later or something like that. It's just a movie that I would recommend to a lot of people because
it's a fun movie.
It's never boring. It is, like, every segment, there's so many different locations...
I think there are some moments...
...that are memorable and, like, interesting.
Yeah.
You won't get bored with this movie.
I do think there are some moments that dragged on, and, like... I was like, okay, this went on for a little bit longer than it needed to. But most of all, it had a consistent pace, which I thought was solid. Mm-hmm. And that's more than I could say with most movies nowadays. So I gotta give it mad props for that.
Also, I noticed it didn't linger on anything. Because we've seen everything in a zombie movie, so it's nice that it didn't just take one thing and focus on it, because we've seen most of this stuff before.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my god, the whole world's being destroyed, let's just focus on that. It's like, the movie's all over the place with the investigation of zombies, and... it is refreshing to see something new like that. Yeah,
and like I said, it keeps a consistent tone, a consistent dark tone, which not a lot of movies do. Like,
a lot of the zombies were CGI, but like a lot of the actual like images on the screen, a lot of them are real images too. A lot of it looks
when
real.
they show when they show them up close, they're actually really good. But you hold the camera. We gotta start driving.
Okay.
Do you have a seatbelt on? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a lot of really good, consistent moments in the movie. What else do I have to say before we wrap this up? Like I said, it kept a consistent tone. It could have used a bit more gore, not playful gore, but, like, torturous gore, where you're just seeing, like, the person suffer when they're getting ripped apart. Or, like, when the zombie's getting shot, have, like, blood splatter everywhere.
Yeah, an R rating could have helped this a lot.
It could have benefited a lot. But I see that they kind of want to expand the audience a little bit. But with a movie like this, I don't really think, like, young kids are going to be trying to see it. But 13-year-olds are going to think they're hard because they're seeing a horror movie, because that's just the way, I think, that's just the way it works. Even when I was that age, I would always think I was cool by seeing a PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Stranger Calls with Zach, we both thought it was cool. I mean, we weren't trying to be like...
There's nothing wrong with PG-13. It's just this could have benefited from an R. And studios typically go for PG-13. So. Yeah.
And, like, PG-13 does not automatically equal a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's going for something like this, it needs more bloodshed, it needs more gore. Either that or it had to rely solely on the suspense. and it does at times, but for the most part, it's tried to be fast-paced, action-packed, which can work, but in something like this, it needs the bloodshed, it needs the gore. But it's not a bad movie, like I said. It's a really, really fun movie. It'll keep you entertained, but it's not worth the ticket price we paid.
Yeah, well, that's because ticket prices are really high. I mean, if it was up to me, movies would be like $7 or something.
Yeah,
but I mean, I give it a thumbs up though.
Yeah,
I
give it a
recommend
thumbs up
it.
too. Like, it's definitely not for everybody. Like most of the characters are very shallow, and like the whole his family, they seem important, but like they're kind of.
They never revisit it. They could make this movie longer. I bet you there's some good deleted scenes in this. To be fair, like
I'm sure there's an unrated cut of it with more gore and bloodshed.
Well, I don't know. I don't feel like I don't think this is a Romero movie. I don't think they got out. I don't think they brought out anyone like Tom Savini to put a bunch of blood effects in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it could be CGI blood. I'd even take that a little bit. But
I think a lot of the zombie scenes with the zombies are CGI.
Yeah, I think the problem with like the CGI zombies, they look really bad. But like the up close ones,
are fine. Yeah, especially
fine.
At the end.
I think the problem, like that's one of the problems though, is that like with the action scenes, it was too heavy CGI. It definitely needed a little more time in development, I think, to work on the effect of the creatures, so that way they didn't look as silly as they did. Especially with that wall climbing scene, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was bullshit. So I think what we're basically trying to say is it is a good movie.
It's a solid movie. It's a lot of fun.
I give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up, but see it at matinee.
Yeah.
That's our review for World War Z. It's not perfect, but it is fun to warrant a ticket price, not full price, like we said, matinee. I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Donnie, how much you give it?
I give it like 4 stars.
All right, that's our review. Hope you all enjoyed it. Catch y'all later.
All right, goodbye, everyone.